What's up, everybody? It is episode 18, Lorcana Beehive Lore Lowdown. We are here. We are excited. We're going to have some fun. I'm joined by Kevin and Sam. As always, this is Judge Justin. How's it going, everybody?
So good.
Awesome. How was your
Doing well
guys'
this
week?
morning. It's been a good one.
Yeah.
Yep, I took a step back from Lorcana from DLC Ghent, but ready to hop back into it, man.
Yeah. Are you a little like, is the fatigue real after playing so many cards at a big event?
Yeah, it yeah it is. No, I'm not like I didn't run out of energy like I ran a marathon, but I just got to get my enthusiasm for the game back.
Right?
I played so
Mhm.
much and invested so much time that I'm getting excited for a set champ season again. That's what's happening to me.
Yeah. And how about you,
Coming up
Kevin?
soon.
I think you've been doing like real life things, so you haven't had as much time for Lorcana, right?
I have, yeah, I got real life stuff going on right now, so I haven't been able to play as much. However, I still have several decks sleeved up and ready to go whenever the opportunity arises.
Let's go.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I've been kind of dabbling here and there. It's been really tough. Baseball season started for my son, and so that is like consuming my life. But yeah, Saturdays are going to be tough for me going forward, just because I got news that we're going to be doing tons of tournaments, and the call time for those tournaments is usually like 8 a.m. And a lot of the tournaments are in either Ogden or Nephi. So I'm gonna be
Yeah.
driving
These,
hours to get there, and so it's gonna be early mornings and late nights at the ballparks for me on Saturdays specifically. But
that's fun.
yeah, it's exciting. All right, well, I mean, I think we had some cool Lorcana news over the last couple of days, as well as over the last week. We had DLC Taipei, which concluded, and the winner of that was Ed Chu, the man, the myth, the legend that has the intimidating stare of all intimidating stares.
That's right.
And so, that was awesome. He won with green blue. So it's not dead. It's still there. That's a very viable deck still.
Absolutely.
We're gonna post the Ink Decks tournament in the deck list channel, as well as probably highlight a couple of decks that we think are good from there. But we don't really want to spend too much time hashing over the meta because it really hasn't changed much from last week, right, guys?
Yeah, it's about
Mhm.
exactly what you'd expect. You see Blurple, you see Dogs, you see there's the Steel Song. I mean, we mentioned
Hey,
that last week. It's coming up. So
so you
uh
heard it here
Yeah,
first. Y'all heard it here first, okay?
yep.
You know that we called it
Steel
first.
Song.
And Ed
But
Shu hit like the perfect top eight where he didn't have to play against his bad matchups and then got Blurple in the finals, right? So
Gosh, it's
right,
just
and
like,
I
what
think the
would
one.
that be like? Is the question, right?
that's it's the
What
what
would
was he,
that
the world's second diff or something? What is
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the interesting thing, the one spicy thing that comes up in my list is that he's running Ink Geyser, and Ink Geyser has always been like that really,
Mhm.
I don't know, fringe card that people really like or really don't like. And
Well,
there's,
it's
as we've
very
discussed
impactful.
before, it's easy to play around, right? But if you can like re-ramp into it, I think Justin brought this up before, is that if someone plays Ink Geyser against you, you know they have it. All you have to do is re-ramp, right?
Yeah.
Inkiser's
Um,
main benefit is in its shock factor, I think. Is that's where its
mhm,
benefit comes in. Is like if you're not ready for it and it comes down, you're like, "Oh, wow, that sucks." But, you know.
right. So I mean, congrats to Ed. I mean, it's a really big win. We are super grateful that we have such good representation. But I mean, the one question that I don't know, maybe I'm just feeling a smidge bad for myself because I haven't been played. I have not been able to play so much recently. But what's the big difference between these big players like Ed and we see Zan, we see all these big players that continually win these big events repeatedly over and over, and us lay people down here, like how do we break into this upper echelon of players? What's the difference in lifestyle, in practice, that between us and them? Like, I want to go win a DLC. We all want to go win a DLC. How do we do it? Right?
That's a great question. I think if you find the answer, Kevin, you let me know. So
I will.
If
I
there was
will.
a
I'll let us.
if so the toughest one to swallow is literally just time.
yeah,
These players get
Yeah.
to invest they're at DLC Taipei, they're at DLC Melbourne, they're at DLC Ghent, they're
Yeah.
at DLC what was the one here? Richmond.
Yeah.
They can go to every
Hmm.
event and they can prepare for every event and they get, stipends for every event. They have sponsorships.
Hmm.
So the time they get to play the game is just exponentially more than your average enjoyer, hobby enjoyer.
Right.
Um, they're also innovators, so they'll play test, quite often. They innovate decks. They're very good deck builders. They have a good read on the meta always because they're always playing.
Mhm.
Um, it helps in every facet of their, you know, uh Lorcana career, right?
I think that's a good
And
point.
uh, and I think you see the same names every time in this game because I think there's a very small subsets of actual people that get to do that.
Right.
So, a more established card game like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, you're gonna have similar names, like you're going to know of pros, but it's
Mhm.
going to be a different subset based off of, which region the
Okay.
which region the tournaments are in. So there's like if you have 1,000 Magic pros, you have like 50 Lorcana pros, right? So
Lorcana Pros.
yeah, I think it's the new
Man,
card game. It's a little smaller of a subset for now. That number's going to grow as the game goes
right.
on. But that's why you
It
see,
just makes
like
me
names stand out, like Tiago, Ed Chu,
hmm
DKP,
Sky.
yep, all
Yeah.
of these big names that win CCQs. It's the time they're putting in.
Yeah.
So, and
Okay.
that's true with like most hobbies. Unfortunately, that's an easy answer, but it is. It's the truth.
Yeah.
They get to play so much more Lorcana than you could ever imagine playing, right? So,
Well, I wonder too, like if you think about it from Ed Chu, like I would love to see Ed Chu and like his number of events that he doesn't top cut.
yeah.
Like I think that would be like an
That's
illuminating,
good.
like if you were to say if you were to sit down with him or like you're best friends with him, right? You're like, hey, show me every single event that you've ever played, and then show me all the events that you top cut. I would wonder what the percentages would be there from like
Hmm.
how many events he actually top cut, how many events he wins in comparison to that as well, and then look
Yeah.
at that as like a percentage point versus looking at it as a oh we always see him
Hmm.
like yeah it's if he's at to your point Sam if he's at every event sure you're gonna see his name all over the place but for me as like a layman you look at my percentage of wins slash top cuts slash whatever, maybe it's not as far of a gap as it seems if you just look at it based purely on percentages.
Right. And one thing I wanted to add into that is if you're just speaking of percentages, they are what consistently gets them into top cut and things like this is the decisions they make game to game are more math like percentage wise they are making more correct decisions more often, and that's because they know the matchups better. Like they know what the mulligan in a matchup, they know like, oh, like mathematically it's better for me to keep Nani in this situation than ship it back for a chance at a tramp, right? They know more of these incremental decisions that win games. So like in Ed Shoe's case, he's going to keep things that you might find funny sometimes, but it's like
Yeah.
it's matchup knowledge, it's like uh deck mastery, it's all of these things, and all of that contributes to how much time they put in, right? So it's like if I get to play 100 hours of Lorcana a week, I'm going to be better than the guy who gets to play on this local, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I mean, it's definitely it's a big it's a big thing to swallow. It's like I'd
Yeah.
love to play a whole ton, right? We all love to play a lot more than I'm sure we have the time to do.
Mhm.
But speaking of which, guys, if we're going to be adding to our percentage points on attending events, we got events coming up, right?
Oh yeah,
That's right.
tons of events coming up, right? And I can share my screen just so we can look at a couple of these. These are big events, right? I should preface. We also do have like a nice plug as we have set champs coming up in April. So if you're looking
Yeah.
to get some local stuff done, absolutely jump into those set champs. It looks like a couple of spots are starting to do those set champs on Sundays as well, which is really nice. At least for me,
Mhm.
because like I said, Saturdays are really going to suck for me. So let's see here. So I will share this. And we'll show the meeting and back to here. Excellent. All right. And then let me zoom in on this a little bit so that people can get a grab these QR codes if they need them. But this is the LCQ information for the EU Championship and the North American Championship. Tickets go on sale for EU on March 21st, which is incidentally today, the day that we're recording this. And then the NA tickets, North America tickets, go on sale March 22nd. And there was some spicy, I guess, drama about the LCQ and kind of some of the pricing or I guess lack thereof. So do we have a little bit of details on that,
Yeah.
Kevin?
Yeah, the correct question is
Yeah.
what pricing?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
pricing?
Where did it go? It's crazy. Yeah, I think some people are really upset about it, and people are actually, asking the community to be more upset about it because the LCQ pricing so far, and we don't have the full details on what's being announced, but really all that we have is that it's $110 to get the ticket first
Hmm.
off.
Hmm.
But what you're doing is you're getting a goodie bag and one promo and maybe 160 tickets to go toward the prize wall.
Hmm.
But if we take that and compare to what happened in 2025, where it was $90 and you got Dragonfire, that goodie bag, pins, uh, you got some pack pricing, and with one win, you have two wins, you got six promos, and four wins, you got a special side event from 2025's LCQ. Like,
Yeah.
that is kind of lackluster in comparison. So I
So
understand why people are upset.
Yeah.
so here's the thing. That's just the last chance qualifier pricing or price
Yeah.
point, the 110. If you look at the attendee price point, it's $50 and you
Hmm.
get every single thing that's in the last chance qualifier. You get the goodie
Oof.
bag, you get 160 tickets, and you
Mm-hmm.
get a not the non-foil standout promo. So it costs you $60 in difference, right? Price point difference to play it, and that's all you get is to play for a
Yeah.
chance to enter Worlds. And I think that is something we
You
should
have
be
to go six
outraged
and
about. It's
two.
like if we want to show as a community that we care about these things, like that is not a good price, right? Like why would it cost me $60 for a chance? They're not giving out pricing, they're
Mhm.
not giving out promos. You don't have like if I do so good at the in the qualifier I get a promo.
Yeah.
It's win or
Mhm.
bust for $60.
Well, what's the cutoff for like you get in if you play in the LCQ? Like, is it like top 32 get into the
I think it's top eight
championship?
It's,
of two
it's
pods.
per,
Okay,
yeah, you
top
have
eight
to
of two
go win the
pods.
pods.
Yeah, so you have to go. I think you have to go 6-0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
6-0.
And so, like, I guess, have we seen the pricing for just being in Continentals? Like, what does that look like? Do we know what that looks like?
We don't have any information on what Continentals look like, to
Mm.
my knowledge.
Because
I
that
mean, if we look at last year's, it was really good. But I mean, I hate to be a pessimist because I really try to be positive. But if they
right.
are reducing the pricing for LCQs, I don't know if they're going to be increasing the pricing for Continentals.
They'll see, and this is where potentially, I don't know, they got some time, but if you have amazing pricing just as an attendee for Continentals, I could see the reasoning around this a little bit better to say, okay, go get good, and then you get to be in Continentals, and Continentals pricing is astronomical, right?
But
Like
to
just
not
to be in
release
it.
that information first is
Yeah, that is a little crazy.
like this
Right.
event happens at the end of August and it is March right now.
Yeah.
And you want me to
Mm-hmm.
like commit $110 now with no pricing, like additional pricing, and then I have to go to Disneyland, which is not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's just you want me to commit all of this right now, and things might change.
Yeah.
It
No,
doesn't
I
feel
I agree.
good. I
It
understand. Like
doesn't.
I'm in a group of people that's going for the chance to qualify. So kind of playing regardless,
Yay!
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel good. Like a DLC is better, and it costs me
Mm-hmm.
much less,
Yeah. And
forty
I
dollars
think
less.
well, and we talked about how amazing the DLC experience is just
Yeah.
just as an attendee as well. Like I don't know, I wasn't at the LCQ last year, so I don't know if it's similar or if it's very bare bones in comparison because I'm sure the focus is on Continentals. It's not necessarily on this last chance qualifier. And so to your point, when you buy into a DLC that's $75, you have all this extra fun stuff that you're doing. The LCQ you're buying in for 110, and if you lose, you're like, well, that sucks. And it feels a lot. It's funny
Yeah,
because it's
it
very
feels bad.
reminiscent of, hey, am I really going to stay and play an extra 8 hours to win a playmat? Like it's very reminiscent of
Yeah.
that feeling, right? Like
Hmm.
that's pretty crazy, but it's more of a time commitment and more of a dollar commitment. So it's
However,
definitely tough.
I feel like the price point on the attendee badge is perfectly reasonable. You get
Yeah.
a decent goodie
I
bag.
would
You
agree.
get to play in side events at the championship. It's cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. And I'm glad that they have,
Like
I don't even know if they had did they have attendee options at last year's Continentals?
Yeah.
Okay.
at Continentals, they did,
Um,
or at the LCQ.
I thought there was, but maybe I could be wrong. I didn't go, so
Mm.
don't
I didn't
don't
go
quote
either,
me.
so which is why I'm double checking.
Yeah, if you guys went, comment and tell us
Yeah. What was it like?
how the attendee situation looked at Continentals last year because I'm
Mhm.
unfamiliar with it personally. But we love to understand it a little bit more, try to get some feedback. And this is why I think as players, this is our opportunity to start kind of being like, hey, if we're going to continue to play this game, if we're going to continue to dedicate time and money, sure, we're going to deal with some of the lack of communication that you guys have. Sure, we're going to deal with some of the other
Mhm.
painful situations that we've dealt with from Ravensburger, but we're definitely not going to deal with being gouged. And I think that's where you have to talk with your wallet
Yeah.
and you have to
Yeah.
say, hey, I'm not gonna play this game.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like we
but
need to be as loud as possible at this issue, at least to get more communication, right? Because the communication that they released is it was very bare bones. They were like, "There's no additional pricing," is basically
Hmm.
all they said,
yeah,
which is kind of
Right.
unacceptable, right? We would want reasons because we were talking about this before we kind of went live on the podcast, but usually there's like a venue fee, but you've got to imagine like if you're in a Disney park as a Disney card game, it's like Disney paying Disney, right? So that
yeah,
that fee just kind of becomes money that Disney writes off instead of Ravensburger, which is like a huge difference.
yeah. Well, I'm sure it's like if if your sister company comes in and is, leasing out the space, you're not going to gouge them for the highest price, right? So
Yeah.
they're going to come in here, Ravensburg is going to come in here and use this space. Now, I don't know if it's Pastimes that's putting this on or whatever. It's all run through Fanfinity, so I'm assuming Pastimes
Mhm.
isn't involved, would be my guess. It looks like this is all Fanfinity. So I'm assuming that this is all not even that company. But the one thing I wanted
Mhm.
to highlight there is there was a lot of people that were upset at Pastimes at the Richmond DLC. Um, I don't think this is a Pastimes problems, guys. This is not a Pastimes issue. They've been running events for a long time. So this is a Ravensburger choice situation. This is something where
Yeah.
either Ravensburger's making bad choices or they are not putting their foot down with Disney, I guess, would be my thought process here as like this company. It
Mhm.
seems like they're kind of playing on the back foot a little bit and they don't want to I guess ruffle the feathers of the mouse. And so there's that I guess ruffle the fur. But
Sure.
it seems like that kind of situation here with Ravensburger. And I think if we can try to inspire them to get a little bit more chutzpah, maybe this will be a better card game for all of us. But
I think Ravensburger just needs to catch up a little bit. Like look at Riftbound and everybody the only like all I hear about Riftbound is the card game sucks and the pricing is good, right? And then it's like you got 2,000 people going to a tournament.
yeah,
So I don't know. Catch up on
Right.
pricing is all I'm trying to say. Like it matters a great deal to your player base. Like if not the biggest deal to your player base.
yeah. Now they did a good job with like distributing. I think it sounds like distribution has caught up, especially with Winterspell.
Yeah.
Um, obviously we're not in Fabled, we're not
Hmm.
in Whispers. Even Whispers was kind of tough from a distribution perspective. But yeah, it seems like they're fixing certain things, but they're not fixing them all at once. They like fix one thing and then they switch
Yeah.
and fix another
Yeah.
thing, and it's tough.
They're
So
lucky that
I
Disney
mean,
carries the name.
Yeah.
super hard. Like there's going to be a large subset of people that are like, I just like it because it's Disney and I get to play with my favorite Disney guys,
Yeah.
which,
Oh,
will
100%.
only carry you so far. You still need to maintain your competitive like integrity. You also need to maintain like why people go to tournaments
Yep.
because a larger
Mhm.
subset of people play the game to at least in their own minds, quote unquote, make money, right? You're
Yep.
you're going to like for personal achievement and to like get something rewarding. And play mats and promos matter
Yep.
at the end of the day.
You do. You do. I wonder what the percentage of people that attend these LCQs that, because, it's said that tournaments are made to make losers, right?
Yeah.
But how many of those people like just drop and then go to Disneyland?
Right.
That's my
Well,
question.
if you lose one time, you can do that. If you lose
Yeah.
round one, I'm out in
Exactly.
Disneyland for sure. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I already paid the ticket to get
100%.
in.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, cause don't you have to
You're already
buy
there.
a Disneyland ticket to go to the event?
I don't think so. I think
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure this
I
event
don't
is
know.
outside of Disneyland. At least last year it was at a
Mhm.
convention center that was
Okay.
just down the street from Disneyland. So
Well,
like
either way, I'm
Well,
like, okay,
you don't
yeah,
have to get a ticket, but
but the temp
you're already there. So
yeah.
you're already there, so I mean, what are you gonna do, right?
See you later.
yep. No, I think
Exactly, exactly.
it's super tough. Get into
Actually, I
Disneyland and buy your Mickey playmat and then resell
Hmm.
it for triple on
and
eBay. And that way
then
you
you
can
get your money back.
yeah, you get your money back for the trip. There you
exactly.
go. Problem solved. But
Well,
yeah, I
the
think
I think if we're gonna be reminiscing just a bit, if I could, I
mhm,
thought that the first year of DLC pricing for all the events was amazing. Like maybe I have rose-colored glasses on, but I thought that every single event that they announced, I was like, that's killer. Like I want to go get that stuff. I want to go get the mats. I want to go get the promos, the foils, the non-foils, everything like that. I thought that the lure that they cast there was really big.
yeah,
But
I
no.
this time
think
it feels a little slimmer.
I think a large factor in that is like you had more iconic characters in the first set, like the first round of DLCs too.
Mm,
Like your promos were top 32 with Cinderella,
mhm,
already a banger,
Hmm.
right? In
yeah,
knight's armor with a
Hmm.
sword, it's cool.
yeah.
Top 16 was Rapunzel
Rapunzel.
with a Rapunzel
Mhm,
playmat that was foil, right?
Hmm.
And going further than that, like your Let It Go, your Cusco's,
mhm,
all of these promos were very
Hmm.
iconic Disney staples. And since then, we've kind of went backwards. Where like, what we're giving out, like the Pegasus Mulan Simba combo doesn't really scratch that same itch. Like
no.
they're not as like,
Hmm.
Not playable,
yeah,
I mean the Pegasus, yes, but yeah, like Mulan and Simba, you might as well just have put literally any other card in there.
like the worst promo in the first chapter was the Dragonfire, and it was still like kind of
It was still
cool.
Yeah.
usable. Yeah.
And
But
the
I
foiling
don't
was
know.
awesome.
I think that they're like, oh, people enough people like Mulan in the world. Like Mulan's sure to be a great like Disney character. But then it ends up being like, well, what deck can I play it in?
She's a popular
Right.
princess for sure. And I think this is where the collection side of Lorcana is just not there. It just
Yeah.
doesn't exist. In comparison to other card games, the collector side is just not there. The vast majority of people who are playing Lorcana or who have Lorcana cards, they're playing the game. They're not
Yeah.
collecting it. They're
I think that's true. I think
they're
that's
and
what we're seeing.
you don't have single collectors either. You don't have people who are just like, I just collect. Locally, I've seen this happen over the last like 6 months. Selling an enchanted is impossible. It's
Hmm.
not like no one wants to buy one locally. And so if you're selling, you have to sell on TCG Player or what have you. And so it becomes really challenging, especially as like a competitor that's trying to make money from these events when you go and you have a card that's not playable, cool. That becomes just chilling in my house now because I'm not going to sell it for what I deem to be lower than its value. And then I'm also not going to, um, deprive myself of my prize. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm just
Mhm.
going to get rid
Right.
of this, like as I can. And you can't play it in a deck. So, what's it going to do? It's just going to sit in your shelf. That's what mine does.
I'd really like to see Ravensburg. We've been saying this for weeks though, but they need to catch up on like the set champs pricing too. Like they need better choices for promos. They need Like, who cares about it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to throw Daisy Duck under for all the Daisy Duck lovers. I'm sorry to throw it under the bus, but last set champs
Light up
promos were
Sam. Here we go.
terrible. Like, they didn't even look good, right? It was like
No.
a terrible promo, terrible foil. The mat was
Mhm.
not cool.
Well, and to be fair, I think the one thing we have to address is the full art uh cards that they printed that are non-foil look like trash.
Yep.
Like, let's be real. Like, I've seen nothing but people like, is this whole new world fake? It looks like it was
Yeah.
printed on my printer at
Mhm.
home. And you're
Mm-hmm.
like,
Right.
yeah, yeah, I feel you. Like,
Sorry.
I feel like their
It's
print
real.
quality on some of these large, like full art versions of the cards, it's like they took the original image and just blew it up instead of like actually creating a proper image and then printing it on a card. And so like the lines aren't really crisp, they're kind of fuzzy, and it just doesn't look as
Hmm.
pretty. And I think the foiling helps to mask that a little bit. But when it's not foiled, it just looks jarring because you're like, it looks like somebody was at home with their Canon printer and was just
I,
printing these out. And like,
yeah, it's just photocopy paper and
yeah, like it just doesn't look so good. So I think that's part of the other piece of those like alternate art versions that are full art because I didn't see the same problem with the Maleficent Monstrous Dragon. And
yeah.
but the Daisy was like
No.
night and day. You're like, wait a minute, like this, you can see it. And the only reason why I know this is because I played with it in a deck for a bit, and I was like, it just doesn't look as good as I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it was
Hmm.
tough, but
So, shout out to Ravensburger if any of you are listening.
yeah,
We love you guys. We do. But
we
we
do.
also want to see some improvements too.
Yeah.
Well, we
Just
want to see you guys
reevaluate
make
what
money.
makes or just reevaluate what makes an impactful promo, right? Like it's not the character
Right.
driving. It could be like we kind of saw it
It
with
could
Rockstar
be.
Stitch, but it's like
Absolutely.
it could be,
But it has to
but you
be
have to do it
good.
right.
It
Yeah.
comes from a place of love. Ultimately, our frustrations come from a
Yes.
place of love because we want the game to be successful now and in 10 years. We
Yeah.
don't want the game to be a
Mhm.
flash in the pan that's over in 3 years that we all got to say is a part of our life. We want to be able to look back on this and say, oh my gosh, you remember when we started playing Lorcana 10 years ago? And
Yeah.
here we are
Mhm.
at another
10 years
event
ago.
together. Like, and it's this really cool feeling. That's what we want to see.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, these little details that are being missed are what is going to set you apart from, a flash in the pan and a 10
Longevity.
and a 10-year-old game.
Hmm.
Well, just
All
for
right.
example, look how many people posted their DLC Ghent like photos and how many let it goes they had.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, the only good promo that you wanted that you had at your event is the one that people chased. So people posting pictures with 8 let it go should tell you something.
Yeah.
Like why would I want a Simba when
Hmm.
I can get a let it go?
I can get
It's A,
multiple let it
played in
goes.
decks, and B, better looking.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
And
immediate.
has an iconic character. It does.
Correct. Like
Elsa's popular. So
Yep. No, it's tough.
that's
I think watching this game has been frustrating but awesome at the same time. And we Ravensburger, we love you, and we just hope you kind of
we
make these
do.
improvements for us.
yep,
We do.
But
We love you
speaking of
guys. We love the game.
DLCs, we have DLC information as well,
that's right.
which is DLC Indianapolis. You have QR codes on the screen right now for event tickets. These tickets go on sale
Yo,
April 6th of 2026. So be ready for these.
mark your
DLC Indianapolis
calendars.
reminder is Infinity. So
And
the
it will be set
main
12
event.
infinity.
Yeah, set 12 Infinity. So the main event is Infinity. I haven't really dabbled in Infinity since the last set, so I don't know if it's still just being wrecked by Dime or not. But yeah, I think that's another one for everyone to kind of keep your eye on. If maybe with Wilds Unknown, if we see some pretty significant changes to Infinity potentially.
That'd be interesting to see because my understanding of Infinity is that it's just ruled by blue steel.
Yeah.
But we could be wrong. We could be
There's a
wrong.
few good
Maybe.
decks. Some people that really play the format think it's more diverse than the layman thinks, but it is blue
Well, good.
decks. Like
I'm good.
blue red and blue steel are obviously I think the best decks.
Hmm.
Yep,
Powerhouses.
makes sense.
I wanna. I keep hearing that Steel Song is also in there somewhere, but I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah, it still has that same problem where let's whole new world the red deck and lose.
Yeah, no, that's the problem, right? You give them all
Whatever.
their
That's
answers.
just tried it. That's the tried and true answer.
And they ruined your best fight against the red deck when they nerfed the deck out procedure. So that's
Yep.
a whole nother problem in itself.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot about that small detail.
Yeah. Still going back to that one, right? If you start your turn or end your turn with 0 cards in your deck, that should be how you lose, not just to end your turn. That
Hmm.
would be so nice. But yeah, right now it's if you end your turn and you have no cards in your deck, then you lose the game. So
Yeah.
very frustrating.
Hmm.
Excellent. And
Also,
then sorry, go ahead.
Indianapolis Infinity.
Hmm.
We squirrels.
Yep.
So anyone that's going to Indianapolis, let us know, guys.
Yep. Let us know. I'm personally not going. It's over Father's Day weekend. I've said this 1,000 times, but yeah, I gotta stay with the kids over Father's Day weekend and do the thing. So it's gonna be hopefully everybody that goes has a great time though. I hope y'all enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm debating. I don't know if I want to go yet, but if I'm gonna go to Disneyland, I think I'm gonna skip because it's
Yep.
expensive.
Well, flying across the
Mm.
country is expensive.
I'm
Gas
not made
prices
of
are
money.
expensive. Yeah, you can't. You guys, you're not sponsored. When are
Mm-mm.
you gonna get you guys a sponsorship
Well,
over
I was
there with the
hoping the lore
tickets?
lowdown would sponsor. I'm just kidding.
I wish, man. I wish. That's what I need to do, right? We need to set up an LLC or something. But
Honestly. Oh, and speaking of another event that I'm not sure we prep for, but we have a CCQ in Las Vegas coming up soon too.
that's
Yeah,
right. We do have a CCQ in
So
Las Vegas for the Power or the Level Up Expo,
I
and then
think that's
there's
at the end of
also
April, right?
it is
The
April
dates.
yes,
25th.
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about it on
Level Up
general.
Expo is actually pretty cool. I don't know, for
Yeah,
those that like other types of games, there's like a really big fighting game convention. There's going to be like more than just uh Lorcana. So, it's going
yeah.
to be a cool event to go to if you can make it out there.
Yeah, I've heard good things. And then the other thing that's really close to us that's a bigger event is SCG Con in Las Vegas is June 26th, 28th. That's going to
Oh,
be
fun.
probably I would not be surprised if that's a CCQ as well, personally. But it also could not be a CCQ. I don't know. So that was one that I had
Mhm.
earmarked on my calendar as potentially one to travel for, just travel to Vegas and play in a bigger card tournament as well. Because SCG always puts on amazing events from what I've heard. I've heard their events are just great. They've done a great job as well. So we're pretty spoiled in the U.S. With our TOs.
We are,
Our
So
community run events are top notch for sure.
yeah, cool.
honestly. I think SCG did the one in Denver that for last year, and that was awesome.
That was PPG in
Had a really good
Denver.
time there.
No, it was
Was it
PPG.
PPG?
Yeah, it was PPG.
Ah, PPG. It was
PPG
still
is
really good.
also
Good job,
awesome.
PPG.
Yep, yep, they're also awesome. Cool. Well, I mean, I think that's all we got
Go.
for
Go to your
those.
events.
The one thing that I did want to jump on here, or that we were talking about too prior to the podcast, Fabled Sealed and Fabled Enchanteds are exploding right now. In
They're
case
Hmm.
crazy.
anybody is not prepared for such things, I mean, you can tell just by the Dumbo price. Dumbo's up to $46. So that should tell you something because it dropped down to I think 35 at one point. And then I think from the enchanted standpoint, and I'm assuming the
Hmm.
iconic as well, but the enchanted standpoint, like Winnie the Pooh, Honey Wizard jumped up. Dumbo's obviously
Yeah,
been around 300 for a while, but those cases are also going for the boxes for Fabled. They're going for quite a bit as well. So if you have some sealed Fabled, this might be a good opportunity to move it and get some cash back. We were talking about trying to
Yeah.
fund a couple of these big
on your
trips,
events,
right?
right?
So, but
If you have an iconic Mickey Mouse, man, that'll fund you for a while.
yeah,
You got some good value in that.
shout outs to Maria on her. I think she still has her iconic Mickey Mouse. So, if
Nice.
anybody's looking
Woo!
for that, I'm sure she'll sell it to you for a
To
cool
the
2 grand.
moon.
So,
To the
yeah,
moon.
send it to the moon,
Dude,
boys.
the most recent sale from the 17th was $2,300.
What?
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Congrats, guys.
I love it. I love it. If you were lucky enough to pull an iconic Mickey Mouse, that is how it goes. And I think DJ has two, or he has a Mickey that is Gem Mint 10, and he has a Mini that's Gem Mint 10. and that was the coolest
Fantastic.
picture I have ever seen.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
I was
That
like,
was pretty
dang,
nice.
way to go, DJ, with your
Amazing.
graded beauties of iconicness. So that's super cool.
But yeah, so if you have any I mean, congratulations to our winners recently who have some Fable product coming their way. So
Oh
maybe pull
yeah.
some good stuff.
Yeah, speaking of that, DJ won the Fabled, so he's got more coming, I'm sure. He's gonna get an iconic
Hey
Lowdown pack.
yo,
Imagine.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Right?
guaranteed.
Yeah,
That's how we
absolutely.
work around here. We know.
Amazing. All right. Well, I mean, let's jump into the rest of our agenda here. We got a little bit more to talk through. One
Yeah,
of the main
speaking of
things we wanted to
events,
talk about with events coming up is Sam, you promised the people something last week. What are they going to
that's
get?
right. So, set champs coming up, a couple weeks into April, right?
Woo-hoo.
Yep.
Just after Easter weekend, you can look forward to set champs. And what we want to do is more bounties, okay?
Oh,
Bounties.
So we are
jeez.
going to set
Oh,
up
jeez.
more than one bounty this time. I've been talking to these guys. We've got some great ideas.
Yep.
So if the first person to win in each of these categories is going to win a prize, okay? So number one, we're going to talk about theme decks. So Lady and the Tramp had this great deck. You guys know it as Dogs, right? It won two DLCs back to back. So that gave us the idea of like what could we explore with theme decks?
Yep.
So excluding Dogs, if your deck has 25 cards or more that fulfill a cohesive theme, and we're going to say, Disney movies, you could do keywords. So like a
Mhm.
couple we talked about were Alien, Detectives, if your deck has 25 cards to fulfill a cohesive theme, post your pick with a winner's like confirmation of your win deck list. We can evaluate and then we'll give you a prize. And what's the prize, Justin?
The prize is a trove of Winter Spell. Let's go.
Nice.
Big old trove of Winter
Yeah,
Hey,
Spell. Let's
that's right.
go. Yep, I'm excited about this. I think this is going to be a huge opportunity for people to really stretch their imagination and show what kind of cool deck crafting they can put together.
Yep.
Yeah, 25 cards. It's not a small task. That's a lot of cards to fit a theme. And the reason why we
it is.
had to exclude the dogs deck is because that kind of almost fits it right out the gate.
You're pushing
So,
that bill already, so
yeah,
adding a few more just to
Mhm.
hit 25 was not a tall ask in that deck. But
Not a
just
challenge.
because it's like the front runner, it gave us the idea. So
yeah,
uh show us what you got. Go to those like we have so many set champs, I'm imagining somebody can do it. So if you have a theme deck and you're cooking with it, bring it out. We do have an example of one though. A
yeah.
special member of our community,
Mhm.
Changrit, posted in our deck lists or channel this really cool detectives deck, and it will fulfill the theme. It has
Yes.
close to 30 or maybe a little bit over 30 detectives in there.
Yep.
So if you want a good detective starting point, check it out. We've got it on the screen now, and we'll post it. And like I said, Changret posted it in the deck list. So go there, check out
Yep.
his list. It's a perfect example of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Fulfills the
Huge shout
theme
out.
to a T.
Yeah, huge shout out to
Absolutely.
Grid on this one. I mean, he's been kind of cooking with this, and it's not only this deck list is a pretty budget friendly deck list as well. I mean, I think the most expensive card you have in here is probably Goliath, and well, obviously Angel.
Hmm.
But still, if you can get a couple of copies of those cards, you're good. You can also try to swap some of those out. I think if you're trying to be a little bit more frugal with it, but this is a very fun deck list to try out and see if it can give you what you need it to do, right?
Yeah. You can really catch people off guard with these like Judy Hopps lines where it gives all of your guys resist two,
Oh my gosh,
on
that
your
Judy
Mhm.
Hopps makes me want to cry because you're
yeah.
like, oh, I'm evasive and I'm a quest, and then even if they do challenge into me, whatever, they're gonna lose their character, but then they drop that Judy Hopps, and you're like, crap, everything has alert, and now it all has resist too as well, and
Uh-huh.
so my genie's dead, and I got no benefit out of it.
You
Yeah,
get
and especially
nothing.
because like maybe they have the Pluto on board too, so it's like, oh, now everything that gets challenged, it gives them two lore. It's I don't know, it
Yeah.
can come at you
Mhm.
quick, so you have to be careful when going into this detectives list.
Pro tip, steel decks don't go sideways. Like you see a steel deck out there, like especially with the red steel, every time I always like you play it first and you're like, oh, I could probably go sideways, and then they just punish you every time.
Every
And you're
time.
like,
So
nope,
hard.
just don't go
So
sideways.
hard.
It's got a red steel. Nope, never going sideways. You just wait for them to run out of card draw and then slowly pick away at their board. That's
Yeah.
all you can do. So it's funny. But yeah, this is a really good example. And if you're confused about whether or not your list qualifies, just shoot us a comment. Shoot us a comment. Jump into the Discord. Hey, this is my deck list. What do you guys think about this? Does it fulfill the goal? And if you're like concerned about like putting your sauce out there in public, you can also just DM us on the side.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
absolutely.
does this fit? Right? But we would also love to get comments from you guys, obviously, on our channel. So shoot it out there. Let's take a look at it. If you're like me, it doesn't matter what your opponent knows about your deck. You think you can still win. So that's probably why I lose a lot.
Absolutely.
But there's that. So,
There's only so many cards, they're gonna know it eventually.
That's right.
and I got to tell you, there's only one card in this deck that I have a problem with, Chandgrit, and I think most people will understand which card that is.
I was gonna
Goliath.
say,
Why is Goliath in this deck? Let's take him out. Let's get rid of him. We need Docs in here instead.
Never talk
Docs,
about
Doc's a
Goliath
detective,
in
right?
front of Justin.
Just
Number one hater.
constant hate for Goliath over here. Dude lives rent free in my brain all time, all day long. I love it.
if
All right.
if anyone wants to punk Justin, just mail him a copy of Goliath.
Just print out like a huge picture of Goliath and just send it to me. Best card in the game.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, very much thank you to Changrit.
Yeah.
Check out his
Huge thank you.
list.
Yep.
Get inspired by him. This is what we're talking
Absolutely.
about. So,
Absolutely.
well, along with that, we have a couple minor bounties we're going to give out too.
Yep.
And these are for
Yeah.
packs. So,
Yeah.
winners of these will get a pack each, as well as we have a special bounty for 2 packs, but we'll get into that in a minute. Um, Kevin, you got a bounty this time.
Mhm.
You want to talk about what you've
I
got
do.
cooking?
Yeah.
I do. So I am a huge fan of high roller decks.
Mm.
So I thought, what's the highest roll deck of all time? It's the Thicky Mickey deck, guys. It's
Thicky
the
Mickey.
Circle
He's
of Life with
thick,
Thicky
boy.
Mickey.
Yep.
He's so big. So if you take down a set champs, let us know with the Circle of Life Thicky Mickey deck. You guys know
Mhm.
which one I'm talking about. You guys can spice it up however you want. You can play Let's Get Dangerous. You can play any of those Simba. You can play all sorts of different cards in there to try and cheat out this Thicky Mickey and just wreck your opponent's day. If you win with it, let me know. It's a fun deck, and I will be playing it at least once this set champ season.
Nice.
Nice. Maybe you win your own bounty.
That'd be crazy.
How
You
would
win
that,
your own
how would that
bounty,
work?
like bountyception.
I win and all of a sudden materialize the pack in front of me. And I
Double it
got
and
it.
give it to the
There we
next
go.
guy. Just double it
Yeah,
and give it to the next guy. You're good. No, that'd be crazy.
But yeah, guys, go win it. I think
Go
I want
win
to
the
see it
Thicky
happen.
Mickey. All right, and I've got a bounty because I mean, we talked about the worst character in the game, which we all know is Goliath. So not a bounty for that, but a bounty for if you have at least 2 copies of the most amazing rooster in the history of roosters, which is Hey Hey, the
Hmm.
amazing rooster, the boat snack, the defender, the most underrated character in all of Disney movies, because I'm pretty sure without him, Tafiti would never have been saved.
that's
So
true.
like I'm just saying,
Who's to
like
Unsung
say?
hero.
Who's to say?
100%. Everybody says, "Oh, hey, hey, he's a goofy rooster," but no, no, no. He's 100% like that rooster. Without him, I don't think we would have saved the world in that situation.
That's right.
So, yep. But
Oh, it
two
was a
of,
great movie.
if you can win a set champs with 2 of Hey Hey in your deck, please send me the list. I will send you a winter spell pack. Let's go.
Ew.
Nice. And to round us off, we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, the Grandma Tala. It
Justice for Grandma
Just,
Tala.
yeah. We had that it belongs to a certain archetype of there's one for each color in this set where if you fulfill a certain condition, you reduce their cost.
Yep.
We have the list here. It is Grandma Tala, Eeyore, Olaf, Dr. Hamsterveal, Jumba Chikiba. Did I miss one? Yeah, Stegmut. If you have 2 of, just like the Hey Hey, if you have a 2 of any one of those cards in your deck, post us your list. Post us you had it in your deck. We'll send you a pack of Winter Spell as well. And a special shout out to the Grandma Tala because it's the only uninkable of the set of these
Mhm.
cards. If you win with 2 copy of Grandma Tala in your deck, you get 2 packs of Winter Spell.
2 packs. Double
That's
it.
right.
Double it. Let's
So
go.
special shout out to those that try for bounties. If you even try, dude, we'll give you a shout out next time on the podcast. So
Give you a
send us your
shout out.
list.
We'll find a way to get you something fun. I think we
Yeah.
got some stuff we
We
can give
got
away
extra
to you
promos
that's
kicking around.
yeah,
Just let us know. We want to see you guys
Absolutely.
at least spicing up your set champs. That's what we care
absolutely.
about most of all. So
Yeah,
send us your list, send us your good times, some pictures. We'll shout you out. We'll get you some promos, whatever. So
absolutely.
We
let us
want to
know
Yep.
what
see
you got cooking up.
the bruise.
The
Yep.
brews of
That's right.
decks, the home brews. Everyone must make the home brews. I know shout outs to a bunch of people who are making home brews that I know of. Marshall always has a homebrew deck. It's never quite the exact deck. So shout outs to Marshall. Um, shout outs to there's a couple of folks down in Lehigh that are always doing homebrew decks. Obviously Chan Grit, gotta
Hmm.
hit him with a huge shout out. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Bartlett down south. Huge shout out to
Mike
Mike.
Bartmelon.
He's always throwing together really cool decks. Andre Cordalver, one of the owners of Hearthside Games, he's always throwing together really crazy good decks. Let's make some fun homebrews. Let's have a good time with it. I
Yes.
know everybody gets into set champs and we're like, oh, we want to win, we want to win, we want to win. And I think what ends up happening is by the time set champs is over, you're kind of like burnt out.
Hmm.
You have two, count that two, one case that Hearthside Games has scheduled, one right before set champs and one right after set champs. So you want to take your sweaty deck, take it there. And
Yep.
then, let's have some fun at set champs. Let's enjoy ourselves. Go get your mat if you want to get your mat, and then, maybe it's time to work on some bounties after that.
Work
These
on the
bounties came
body.
along because my favorite thing to do in set champs, from set 1 to 7 was play the worst deck I could possibly like. I was playing like Jafar Wheel. I was playing Green Steel Allies with the Scar and the Genie. Like I'm not playing good stuff right now.
Yep. Yep.
And that only happens like I've played in 2 set champs already. I've got my promo, whatever. And then the last 2 of the season I'll just go and play, have fun, cook up something
Mhm.
really crazy,
Well, and you know
go
what
into
I do?
Dreamborn and find the craziest list.
Well, and you know what I do? Sometimes when you build your home brews, it can be a little frustrating. And so sometimes I'll play out my home brews and, I kind of get beat up a little bit. And then I'll just play a couple games with dogs just to take the edge off. Just to go back to winning
It's
again,
like there's a little chaser.
Yeah, just to take the edge off, right?
Hmm.
For those who don't smoke, there you go. You play a couple of games with dogs, you take the edge off, you'll feel a little bit better about yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, you hit that Exodia curve, man. That is Bro, I
It's
it's like
disgusting, right?
So,
Grandma
You under
Willow
you
is
see
so
your
good.
opponent on floor,
just,
it's just like it's not okay.
I felt so bad. I did it to
Okay.
Haley. I was playing Haley and I reversed two order at the Win and Enchanted over at Harside. And this first game I just could not go. Second game, it was like I hit everything perfect, went into Tramp, Under the Sea, and then top decked a Chromicon. And I was like, I
You're
don't know
That's
evil.
what you
it.
yeah, I was like, I don't know what you do. I
You're evil.
100%. It was like I was like, this is not like even fair. And then the next game I did almost the same thing. And I was like, this is just crazy. Like you can't play around that. There's nothing to do to stop it, especially when I'm on the play. Like if I hit turn three before you, it doesn't matter because the only tempo reducer that's really out there right now is the Tigger, right? And
Yeah.
he kind of like can kick the Grandma Willow back to your hand and maybe buy you a couple of turns, but man, it is tough. There's no question about it. It's really tough to play against. So
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit before as well, but Steel has Fire the Cannons as well. So if you that's
yeah.
a good tempo reverser, but it is situational. So you got to use that one with great caution.
Yeah, I have to shout out Levi on that one. He's one of the newer players that we've had over at Oasis that we've been, teaching to play and stuff like that. He started deck crafting, and I was trying to like talk him out of it a little bit, but he's like, no, 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 I want to keep Fire the Cannons in there, and it actually I saw it in real time be able to be very disruptive into that dogs matchup where it just takes away that Grandma Willow and you're in a good, you're kind of in the driver's seat at that point. I've always kind of get down on Fire the Cannons because you're not really developing your board, but that Am Steel list is running so many one drops, it kind of doesn't hurt your tempo too much. Because if you play like, Hook on one and then Olaf on two or vice versa, you're still kind of in that same, four damage from the strength of a Raging Fire. And you still have, I think, the same amount of damage on the board, albeit with a smaller character that doesn't live. But I mean, how important is that to you? I think disrupting the tempo of a dog's deck is probably a little bit more important in that scenario. So I like that idea of being able to play out that fire the cannons on turn two. I think turn one is a little bit greedy, but if you can find a way to slot it
It's
next to
really,
a one drop, I think it feels really good.
mhm. And it's really the willow where it has the most impact. If you can
Yeah.
get rid of the willow, that's that's the gold standard for that
Yeah, you already
usage
said
deck.
I'm a turn behind on Tramp, and then if you can continue picking stuff off, like it only helps your chances going forward.
Yeah, you push up,
Hmm.
you might get up to an angel, keep picking off little things, making it so that they can't quite get over the line and
That's right.
get that under the sea sung. I think you have some options there, and obviously, you're purple, so you're going to outdraw at the end of the day, and so just keep on
Hmm.
going. But I think there's stuff to be said about that, and just disrupting tempo early seems to be kind of the name of the game right now. And it also, honestly, the other thing is like disrupting tempo into another Amethyst Steel deck when you're in the mirror,
Yeah.
right? Being able to say, hey,
Hmm.
your Captain Hook that you put down, I'm taking it out, or your Olaf that you put down, I'm taking it out, and now you can only deal three damage with your strength instead of four. So I think there's some
Hmm.
stuff to be said there for sure. But yeah, have fun with it. Build decks like the experts are not always the experts, right? So get in here and
Hmm.
make
Well,
things
and even
work.
then, experts are set champs is a whole different beast, man.
Oh yeah,
Like,
It
what
is.
is good for a DLC is not necessarily great for the your set champs of 12 people. So,
yeah,
Right. I love seeing those set champ review videos that go out as soon as the season starts and seeing all the spice that's out there, man. It's
oh yeah,
so much fun.
oh yeah.
there's a lot of spicy decks, man. I think I've played a couple that I've been trying to make work. I think red purple's I don't know, man. It just feels like it's so locked. And we were talking about this a little bit before, but it's tough because red, its removal is very contingent on two strength or less. And then people who are naturally just playing around under the sea are just playing three strength or more characters. And so you're kind of
Mhm.
like, in this realm where as long as you run maybe blue with it and you can reduce some strength, you might be in a good place. But then it's becoming very conditional to just remove stuff off the board. So I don't know. There's a lot of very interesting places. I think, like I said, red is just right there. It is right there to be able to kind of take over dominance again, but it just doesn't feel like it's good enough at this point.
I can pretty much guarantee you that's what you're going to catch me on this set champ season is some red decks.
This red. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
This is
I
it.
got some McDonald's
This is it.
cooking up. I've got some purple steel or purple red cooking up.
let's go.
Yes.
You'll
Uh,
catch me out there.
I'm a big fan of
This,
the Amber Ruby. I think the Amber Ruby is great because the Amber decks have really kind of slowly become the best removal, and it
Horseman
just
Strikes is nice. It feels good.
Horseman Strikes feels good. World's Greatest Criminal Mind feels
always.
good. They're
Hmm.
all really great from that perspective. And Webby's
Raging Storm
Diary,
feels
man.
good.
Yeah, Raging Storm always
Hmm.
feels good, but Webby's Diary, man, that card for card draw on the Amber and Ruby side, it feels real good because there's a lot of boost
Yes.
characters in Ruby that cost one to boost,
That's
and it
right.
feels great. And even then, if you are running like Lonely Grave, you can kind of have some synergies there. There's been some really crazy
Hmm.
times where I've denied my opponent a character by questing, lonely graving, banishing, and putting it under a boost character, which
Hmm.
then just
Oh,
becomes
wow.
amazing because you're like, oh, well, if you quest and then they have something to trade into, sometimes that gives them something to go. Like if they have a Cheshire Cat or something like that, like you can still quest and you can still gain some benefit out of it by throwing it under a boost character. And there's a lot of really cool ways to benefit from there. One that I saw was just bonkers was I had an Olaf and a Scrooge down on the board. Quest with Olaf, banish the Olaf with the Lonely Grave, put it underneath the Scrooge, and then return the Scrooge to my hand,
Yep.
which was just like, okay,
That's awesome.
I just quested with everything and then threw the Olaf, and the Olaf card going underneath the Scrooge happens before it returns to your hand
Yep.
because it's banish character and boost a character, and then you can return it to
Hmm.
your hand. So
Yep.
it's just so much fun of
I
like
don't think enough
drawing
people
cards.
took stock in the boost synergies, and I think
Yeah.
that that's going to be a fun thing for me to explore during this set champ season. Is just go crazy with boost, have fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And a lot of the time your opponent doesn't really know how to play
Yeah,
around it either because there's not a lot you can do to stop boost from doing its thing.
for
So
sure.
I think, obviously with Scrooges, you can just world's greatest criminal mind them, but outside of that, like
Right.
there's not a lot of good removals to get after Scrooge. And then it's funny because somebody hits a Hades on the other side of the board and they pick my Scrooge, and I'm like, okay, that's going to the bottom of the deck. Like I don't care.
Well,
Like
set
it's just a
champs is
card that I
that
just boosted. I don't care.
set champs is that perfect place too, where to be like, if you can like get your opponent to commit to the strategy you want them to, like to deceive them a little bit, like you can
Mhm.
do that, especially if you play something like colors they don't usually see. Like if you have like a green strategy where you want them to exert to do certain things or like play into your strategy, it's the perfect time because people are not going to know what your deck does.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
great.
And the other
Hmm.
one that kind of I think can't hold it back anymore, that song that exerts a character and puts all damage underneath it. That one
Hmm.
cannot be discounted. That is a
Hmm.
crazy good card as a removal option, or just like I really want to exert my opponent. You could play Isis Vanderchill, and then the next turn
Hmm.
use Isis to sing, can't hold it back anymore. That character was able to now exert two different characters. Do you need Elsa? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. That's the question. I mean, do you play Slushy instead? Because Slushy hits for higher and sticks around a little bit longer. I don't know. There's a lot of really interesting ways to kind of replace some of these staples and find ways to make them successful. So I think Chandgrit, obviously, huge shout out. He's doing that, right? He's finding ways to take out some of the staples and make do with certain cards that maybe we don't see a lot of play with. So
Which is awesome. Keep brewing.
keep
Keep
brewing,
brewing.
baby. Awesome. Well, that's all I've got for the day. You guys have anything else you want to talk to the people about before we drop off and let them live for the week?
Shout out to you guys. Keep it going for the set champ season. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to get to see all you guys again. If you
Absolutely.
if you see us out
Same
there,
here.
say what's up.
Oh, on our Discord, I totally forgot to mention this, but Stuart, aka BR Quest, has built a personality quiz
Ooh.
that is based
Yes.
that figures out what your color pairings are based on the answers to this quiz. And I gotta tell you, it is scary accurate. Just
Ooh.
to give you a little bit of reasoning why. So our good friend Jacob Rasmussen is just a red blue player through and through,
Through and through.
and he was trying so hard to not even get red blue, and he ends up pulling out red blue. and then and then Andre Kernalfer, which is the co-owner of Harside Games, he every time I see him, he's got a green purple deck. Every single time I see him, he's running green purple, and he's like, I 100% was not trying to get anything, and he got green purple. So it's so
Mhm.
funny that this
Mhm.
this quiz is super super accurate. I can't remember what I got. I'm pretty sure I got uh Ruby Am, if I remember right. I have to go back and look at my previous one. But yeah, shout outs to Stuart, BR Quest. He has an amazing quiz here. So go and take it on our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, it's in the description link. So go ahead and sign up for it. Jump on. We're always talking about stuff. We got deck lists, we got competitive tournaments, we got all kinds of cool stuff on there. So jump onto our Discord and get to know that. And then the other thing about BR Quest, Stuart has a YouTube channel where he is reviewing the lore of Lorcana. So
Nice.
he's going
Great.
through and really examining deep into the actual way that the game is built. And then I think this last episode he mentioned to get into the eight personalities or eight personalities of play. So it's like a recommendation from a like a psychological standpoint to building hobbies, right? They're the personalities of play where there's recommendations for how you can actually create a good hobby that's very beneficial for you, not just from a time killing perspective, but from a overall well-being and health perspective. So
That's cool.
pretty cool. Go check out his podcast, or
Very
sorry, not his
interesting
podcast,
stuff.
his videos, his YouTube channel as well. Hopefully we can get him on and have him talk about some of this stuff at some point. I think it'd be a pretty cool collab.
Nice. Shout out
Awesome.
BR Quest.
Yeah, BR
Yeah.
Quest. I
To
love,
our,
and also like we talked about this the first time we saw that, right? Best like whatever you want to call it, like affinity name, right? BR
Yeah.
Quest instead of BR Guest. I
hmm
love it. Super fun.
right. Good play on
Awesome.
words for sure.
Yeah, very good, very good. All right, guys. Well,
All right.
yeah. Thanks so much. It was a great episode. Had lots of fun. Definitely get out there and do your games, and we'll see y'all next week.
Catch you later.
Love you guys. Thank you.